Okay, beyond that, it's time to start going all in on the EVM project. You heard Alberto talking about accelerating this. And in his cool ways of telling you things, he sounded very calm and collected about things, but we've actually been going pretty deep and pretty intensely behind the scenes to make this project a big success. And the EVM going live, day one for EVM Live being successful, we're going to have to carve out specific metrics for what that means. We want this to be, number one, from a technical perspective, we want these nodes to look and feel exactly like Ethereum nodes. We're also going to want to lay some basic infrastructure to make this successful. For instance, we're going to want to have MetaMask integration, potentially Etherscan integration. So some of the tools that developers and users are familiar with in Ethereum. But then we're also going to want some apps that are going to make it useful for us, right? And in Token Generator or with Token Mint, you have a whole bunch of tokens being generated. I've generated a bunch of them myself, and I love it. It's cool, but until we have a decentralized exchange for those tokens, or maybe an automated market maker that we could do with EVM, it's not as useful. So our ecosystem to kind of hit that minimum viable product stage as an ecosystem, we're going to focus a lot of our efforts on the EVM, and we're going to be very diligent about this. So it's not just an engineering project that we're doing, even though that's obviously the bulk of the work that's ongoing right now. But we're also going to have to think deeply about, from the BD perspective, are we going to be reaching out to which partners, and how are we going to convince them to build on our EVM? Which projects, if we don't have other takers, would Horizen Labs, as an example, decide to launch? Would Horizen Labs launch the first AMM or a lending protocol or other important things to just seed this ecosystem and get it going? Which Oracle feeds are we going to have pointing into our EVM so that we can have other applications using them? Right? These are all really important details that are going to make for a very successful launch, or say a not as interesting launch. So this is what I mean by it's time to start going all in on our EVM project. All right, even just in the example that we have a fantastic smart contracting team now. Well, we don't have an EVM yet, but we're getting close, and we'll probably have an EVM alpha version on a testnet at some point in the coming months. So now is probably the time, if we just do some backward induction of when we need to start working on things, is probably about now. All right. So anyway, just wanted to give you guys a heads up, because there's going to be a lot of action going into this EVM. And now that we have Token Mint Live, the generator out there, we've proven that we can do sophisticated things, even simple and function again, but sophisticated engineering using Zendu. Now a lot of our attention is going to pivot into the EVM side, and we're going to make sure that this is a massive successful launch for us. Okay. So I would say, as important as the EVM is, let me just say it's not our end goal here. It's a critical, necessary, absolute must for us to build an ecosystem, but our work doesn't stop with the EVM.